Happening right now on 12 News at 1, this winter storm has all the makings for the history books. We're looking live at Snow Bowl in Flagstaff, where the lifts are down and the skiers are nowhere to be found because of blizzard conditions in the high country. And check out this incredible video from the Arizona-New Mexico state border in Window Rock, shot just 2 hours ago by one of our 12 News weather watchers, Jay. Of that wind in Payson from another weather watcher, David, tells you everything you need to know. This storm is powerful. Our cameras captured the heavy rain in addition to the giant gusts down here in the valley this morning. Our 12 News team catching these flags almost caught near an auto dealership near I-10 and 107th Avenue in Avondale around 8 a.m. Welcome everyone to 12 News at 1. I'm Tram Mai. This afternoon we have team coverage. Lauren and Stella are on standby, tracking the latest weather and impacts on the roads. Plus, Team 12's Trisha Hendricks has an inside look at how this storm affects flights in and out of Sky Harbor. But let's kick things off right now with Team 12's Chase Golightly, who's live in Flagstaff. Chase.
That's right, we're on the east side of town, and I'll tell you that wind and snow has been relentless. And checking out the roads right here, you can see pretty clear, a little bit slick. You can see, let's see how this car is doing, just moving along through here. You can see a lot of drivers taking their time, trying to get off the roads. And as we go up, you can actually see some snowplow crews. It appears that they're actually stopped on the side of the road. You can actually see some people outside of their cars, maybe trying to clean up the roadways or having some issues with the cars. We were seeing that a little bit throughout the day. While it's relatively calm, if you can call it that, right? Let's go ahead and show you video of what we were seeing early this morning at around 6:30. It was really snowing sideways with all that wind pushing it, very poor visibility conditions, and it did just continually get worse. It did improve once the sun came up at about 7 o'clock today, but we still notice a lot of drivers really taking their time. Some people visiting Flagstaff say that they had to cancel their trip elsewhere and just have to stay here for the time being just because of all that snow and wind. They also said that's the big difference with this storm that they've seen in previous snow events here in Flagstaff is just how crazy the wind was here, and that's really the reason why that visibility was so poor. And again, that snow really just going sideways on us, and not to mention just how cold it is out here, and that wind certainly isn't helping out. As far as for how much snow's on the ground right now, just really I would say maybe about 6 inches or so of snow on the ground, and it looks like here in this area on the east side of Flagstaff they have really cleared up the roads here, but we know I-17 had a lot of traffic. We know there was issues with I-40, so let's go ahead and send it to Stella's son with a look at those traffic conditions to see how those are looking like right now.
Thank you, Chase. Be safe out there. We are monitoring a number of whiteout conditions. Here's a look at some of our ADOT cameras that we're monitoring across the high country area. State Route 89A near Flagstaff and Milton, Highway 260 at Show Low, I-10 near Williams, I-17 near Flagstaff. All of that wintry weather, well, it's triggering a number of highway and interstate closures. I'm counting 10 so far. This is all according to ADOT. I'm going to step out of the frame so you can see the full screen. I-40 closed from Winslow to US 93. Everything in parentheses are those mileposts. State Route 87 between Winslow and Payson, I-17 and State Route 89A in Sedona, State Route 260, Star Valley and Heber Overguard, State Route 260 between Camp Verde and State Route 87, State Route 260 between Indian Pine and Greer. This is not all. We are also monitoring closures on US 180 north of Snow Bowl, US 191 near Alpine, State Route 64 near the Grand Canyon, and northbound I-17 between State Route 179 and Flagstaff. This winter weather, this is just the first punch. We're expecting another round. You want to make sure you have your emergency car kit packed just in case. But here in the valley, things are looking good in terms of the roads. No other crashes you need to worry about. Lauren?
Thanks, Stella. The winds have been the biggest issue, not so much in the way of the snow and the rainfall amounts, which, yeah, we did get some, obviously, in the high country, about 6 inches in Flagstaff. We were in that 6 to 12-inch range, and those current southwest gusts, about 45, almost 50 miles per hour right now in Globe to Window Rock. We're also getting blasted at this hour, but we've already experienced the worst of the wind gusts, but they do remain elevated, and that high wind warning is out through this evening. Southwest winds, occasional gusts 50 isolated to 75 miles per hour. That does remain possible from Indian Wells towards Show Low, Flagstaff, and Yarnell. We are in that high wind warning. A wind advisory still out there until 8 o'clock this evening. This is from Casa Grande toward Phoenix. This also includes places like Globe and Payson. Southwest gusts 45 to 55 miles per hour. Blowing dust going to be out there. A winter storm warnings out through this evening for the elevations above 5,000 feet with those blizzard-like conditions. Again, not because of all the snow we've received, but because of the damaging wind gusts. Winter weather advisory for Kingman area through 5 o'clock this evening because of the slick roads, the poor visibility, and the nasty winds. I'll let you know when we find some relief from this winter storm coming up. Tram.
All right, Lauren, thank you. And because of that storm, right now, thousands of people in northern Arizona do not have power. Check out this map showing live updates from APS. You can see thousands of outages in Flagstaff and just south into Munns Park. Prescott and Show Low are also dealing with hundreds of outages. And there are even some power issues in the West Valley this afternoon.